Hey everyone, Krista here. So we're at work and we're taking apart the oven. And so things are coming along nicely. We got rid of most everything from up there. So you see the burner's gone, the exhaust fan's gone, all the electrical conduit's gone, lots of stuff gone. But today we're going to talk about the door limit switches. Let's try to turn the phone around. We're trying. Here we go. Okay. So this is a little circuit junction box that handles the door limit switches. The cable coming out the bottom is the push button to open and close the doors, or a switch to open and close the doors, and the push button for moving forward. And then those are relayed to the other box via the cheater net cable. And it's all 12 volt contact, no contact. And so you see the rigid pipe coming out. So there's a short wire there to go to this first limit switch that's within reach. And I'll go around to the other side. Okay. And then the second limit switch comes out of that little junction to the box there. Now this one gets a little weird. He's hooked up on there, and then the way he works is that when the door slides over, it pulls on that stainless bent rod. That stainless bent rod goes through over to the limit switch. So right now it knows the door is closed. And I'm resting you on there, and let me pull the door open. Ah! Oh, there we go. Jeez, that's a lot of effort. I mean, the door's kind of heavy. So that position is not thrown. Gosh, you'd think I'd be able to push the door better, but I can't. Oh well. I mean, they only weigh like 1,000 pounds. So let's climb up on top. Ooh. I was supposed to be charging the battery last night. So that's the battery that goes to the ATV hoist we use to lift the arms off of the table. I also use that to get down the blower and all that. A little bit later, I've got to take down that vent hood. Okay. Let's see, can you see it? So there's that. The chain hanger hits the stainless bent rod. It goes through. I drilled holes in that piece of strut to kind of hold it. Oh, that's right. I forgot I put a pivot on there. So I think that's a pivot. Yeah, so this piece can pivot, and then that just traps it, like it bends up through it and it's free to twist. So there's nothing real magic about it. It's been very simple and it works well. We've never had any issues with the door switches in 6 years we've been running. And then here's a better view of, we'll extend you out some, and a better view of the other limit switch. So the chain goes over and hits that one, and then we know the door is open. We need to know the state of the doors because a few reasons. So these airlines are for the air pistons that smash the doors into the oven to help seal them. So when the door is shut, once both of the doors are indicated as closed, then we seal the doors to the oven. We need to know when the doors are open because that's the only time we should allow the oven to travel forward and backwards. So this is pretty much ready for shipping. I'm gonna unbolt that little riser. All this other stuff can stay because it's all lower than these pieces. So those are welded to the oven. We're not going to be undoing those. So work left to do is get rid of the vent hood, get this unbolted. This end's a little more complicated, but I'm just going to run a strap from the middle to up there on both sides, and then because it's lifting high enough, it's not going to rotate because more weight is low than is high. So I'll just put a strap on each end in the middle, and then once they're unbolted, I'll let it down a little bit each time. This super strut stuff is really awesome. It just lets you get away with so much flexibility. Like, I don't even know. This looks like maybe I cut it. I don't know. But like, get this. You used to be able to get this in 2-foot lengths from the hardware stores. This green piece was something bolted on the oven. Like, you can see a lot of legacy things here and there. And now they had all of the air hose routing and all of electrical running up here, and I didn't do any of that. So yeah, I'm just gonna undo, I'm gonna run a strap, undo this bolt, and then each side will fall. And it looks like I might need to undo a few screws after all. Okay, I'm glad I'm up here with you on the selfie stick. 2 screws. All right, so I know to climb up under here and take care of those. So yeah, we're gonna do, the first thing I think I'm gonna do up here is try to unbolt these limit switches, and looks like we're gonna be stuck with one long piece of conduit. So I'm gonna try to just undo the wires for the conduit that far end, and then just loosen the section so I can fold them over on themselves. I'll undo the pivots there. Here's the pivot on the left door. Can we do that now? Let's see what happens. I forget how those were set up. Yeah, there's just a hole. You saw it spring back. Like literally, it's just, there's an aluminum brick with a hole, and then you put it down over and you just tune the angle or the location of the slider brick such that it clicks when the door is closed. And then, I probably need to do something about these 2 pieces of stainless. I'll probably zip tie them to something for the trip. It's not like we're doing a across the country multi-day trip. Let's see, we'll undo this one while we're up here. While you have me on my knees. That was part of the magic too, was that you have to load it while it's like engaged more, because then it's trapped under that bracket, which is fine. This might really suck a lot. We'll see. Now that I see that conduit goes through there, I'm gonna have to pull the wires out the whole damn thing, and that's saddening. Oh wow. So I guess the plan now is gonna be undo all the wires in the junction block, and then say this one's wires go all the way through. I'll pull this up and then pull the wires for this one out of it, pull the wires for that out of it, so we have smaller pieces, and then this long conduit. I don't know if it's gonna stay or not. I might just leave it in place. We'll see. No idea. One step at a time, we'll figure it out. But definitely that's part of the problem. Lots of work to be done. So I guess that's about that. Oof. Lots of work. I'm gonna leave the handrails up until, like, I'm definitely not climbing up here anymore, because I use this one a lot to climb over the edge with the ladder. And this super strut stuff, I just can't state enough how impressed I am. I mean, these things are just rigid as all F. You know, you've got 1/2-inch hardware and pretty thick steel. So the strut rails are incredibly sturdy. The hardware and fasteners, extremely rigid. This stuff is just incredible. And I use key clamps for converting from pipe to the super strut. I do this when it's structural, and then when you're just hanging something like conduit and it's not structural, then you use these pipe clamps like these right here. So yeah, super strut's kind of adult, I don't know, adult Legos or something for building things, adult erector sets. All right, thanks so much. Hope this was only too boring, and we'll see you later.